But we wanted to touch on Chris Sims' 2021 mock draft.
Is it a wacky?
It's a little bit of a wacky because we touched on it earlier. He has Justin Fields, who a lot of people are forecasting could go top 5, could go top 10. He has Justin Fields slipping all the way to the last pick in the first round. He has the defending Super Bowl champs, the Tampa Bay Bucks, taking Fields at number 32. So I'd say, yes, that kind of qualifies it as a wacky. And guys slip all the time. It wouldn't be weird to see, certain players fall down the draft board. It happens every single year. But I would be stunned if it were Justin Fields that ends up at the end of round 1.
All right, somebody just tweeted this, and I thought I heard it was a false rumor. Okay? But maybe I'm wrong. And the rumor is that Justin Fields has epilepsy. Have you heard that, or is it indeed a false rumor?
I know that the guy we had on yesterday from PFF, Ben, was it Lindsay?
Yes.
I know he mentioned it, but I thought that he poo-pooed it. I have not heard that. I have not heard that, and who knows?
Yeah, that was a story last week.
Well, does he or does he not?
The story was that he managed epilepsy last year while he was playing.
So he's talked about it.
I don't know if he's come out and talked about it, but that was like a big story last week. Yeah.
Got you. So, maybe some teams are worried about that.
Who is it that you're saying?
Fields.
They're saying he actually has epilepsy?
I thought it was a false rumor. I can't get a good gauge on whether it's true or not. What Drab is saying is that the story came out last week and that it's true, but I read somewhere yesterday, or maybe it was even that when we had Ben Lindsay on, that he said that it was false. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know Alan Faneca, who's a Hall of Famer, had epilepsy, and he's been tweeting about it all week, talking about that it's easily you can manage it, and you can be great with it. Doesn't really matter.
Well, what I would look at and goes, has it been an issue so far? You know what I mean?
Well, if you can't even confirm if he has it, then I would assume it hasn't been an issue.
Right.
Let's see. I'm just reading something on BuckeyeExtra.com. Okay, and they say that Fields had it as a young kid, but he's seen the symptoms diminish over the last few years.
Okay. So maybe it's being managed by medicine. I don't know. We don't know that at this point.
Tweeted last week that he confirmed to NFL teams that he is managing epilepsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does say he has not talked about it publicly, because I've never heard him talk about it.
Hey, look, as Eric said, he's obviously played full seasons in college football, managing the problem in his.
I would just ask the staff: is this an issue? Is this something that pops up in practice? Is it prevented him from practicing? Has it been an issue? Bottom line, this sounds like just standard smear stuff. Yeah. You know, as they say, lying season, right? Everyone's just lying.
Well, is that the reason that he slipped in Sims's?
I don't know.
Mock?
I want to know that.
Or is that something more on the field?
Because 32 is outrageous. What was my ranking for Fields again?
How do you not have a printout? How do you not have a note on your computer?
84. It was like
84.6. Can we post it on the wall?
Even I know what it is.
Yes. Write it down on a note card.
Post it somewhere.
Don't you have a computer? Don't you have a notes section on your computer?
I got 9 million notes.
Yeah, so does everybody.
Yeah. I need it. Put it right here.
Let's go through Sims's the top of his mock. So no surprise at the top. He's got Trevor Lawrence going number 1 to Jacksonville. He's got Zach Wilson going number 2 to the Jets.
Okay.
He has Mac Jones going number 3 to the Niners.
Okay.
A little surprised. I'm still going to be shocked if Mac Jones is the pick at 3, but maybe Kyle Shanahan is in love with him.
I think you got to be open to the fact that a lot of teams really do like him.
Right.
Kyle
Pitts goes 4 to Atlanta. He doesn't have them dealing out of that spot. He has them taking the super freak hybrid, basically a wideout playing tight end in Kyle Pitts.
Dude, Matt Ryan's going to put up some numbers next year.
He'll put up some nice numbers. He has Cincinnati taking another weapon for Joe Burrow. He's got Jamar Chase as the first wideout off the board.
Former teammate.
Okay.
So then it's back-to-back wide receivers. Chase goes 5. Devontae Smith is then picked 6th in his mock by the Miami Dolphins. And then one of EB's favorite teams, the Detroit Lions, they take Penei Sewell, the big tackle out of Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a trade that shakes up the top 10.
The Carolina Panthers at pick number 8. I got him. Trade him back because the Washington football team is coming up to take Trey Lance.
Wow.
Okay?
Washington
and there's my
trading
first. I just feel like Washington's a team that's got a lot of things on their roster that are really good. You know, I know there's some teams that are hot on Trey Lance. I've been told by some people in the know, all right? I don't know for sure if it's Washington.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that they are one of the teams here that makes a play.
So they would go from 19
Yes.
all the way to 8.
Right.
It'd
Which
be
is going to be a
interesting
haul.
to know what that haul would
I
be.
know.
Is that multiple first rounders?
It might be. It might be. It might take, you know, a swapping in this first round, next year's first round, and probably some other stuff to go along with it. Yes. So yeah, I'm going to make that play.
He had done his homework.
So Sims obviously likes Lance a lot better than Fields. Because he's got him trading up to get Lance.
He's got Fields going 32.
Well, look, if it happens, and I think
that's crazy.
I'd give it maybe a 10% chance. But if it happens, Fitz is obviously your guy. It's not like you're expecting Lance to come in and start right away in week 1 because he can sit behind Fitz.
Makes no sense.
He could. What was that?
I mean, it just makes no sense to sign Fitz and then go and trade up the world.
Yeah,
to get an unproven guy like Trent. It makes no sense to me.
Unless you just think, okay, Fitz is our guy this year, and Lance sits behind him.
Okay.
And learns the game. You know, obviously in practice against the NFL talent, and then next year,
I like that.
Fitz goes bye-bye, and Lance is your guy.
I like that rationale.
I mean, I would think that would probably happen if they do trade up for him.
I like that rationale versus draft Lance and by third game shove him in there.
Yeah.
No,
again, it kind of depends on how Fitz plays, but yeah, you're right.
Do you like the chip that Trey Lance seems to be carrying? He said he's excited to prove people wrong again.
Haskins had that chip. Haskins said all he did was pout on the draft day.
I know. Remember that?
Yeah, he charged everybody.
Remember his body language when he
his
slipped
body
to
language
15?
was terrible. Charged everybody to go to the bowling alley and pouted.
You want to hear my?
Can
You
those
want to hear
people
my
get a
favorite?
refund, by the way? The people that paid whatever to go to the bowling alley.
Right.
Do you want to hear my favorite EBism on Trey Lance? This is my favorite.
Right,
if anybody tells you they're high on Trey Lance, they're stupid.
Well, I mean,
So Chris Sims is stupid.
Yeah.
well, I think he didn't even know anything about draft capital.
You don't think he does?
No. That was the most vague thing. He has no idea what it would cost. He has no idea what it would cost to move up to 8.
They have some things, and he said stuff.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
vague.
that great.
He's done about as much homework as cakes.
He also didn't know Scott Turner's name.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, that guy's phoning it in. Chris Sims is phoning it in.
And what do you talk? He does NFL draft stuff for 3 hours a day, all day long.
Just listen to the evaluation. He doesn't know anything about what it would take to move up to 8.
Well, neither do we.
Yeah, nobody does.
All you got to do is Google the chart, and you could have a rough idea.
He said
trade chart.
He said some stuff. You see, JP said something.
Well, he said
very vague terms.
Well, hold on a second. He said you would have to obviously swap out this year's first rounders,
right,
and then next year would be a first rounder, and then take some other picks. I mean, that's probably valid.
I'll put it this way: I'll shave all my pubes on air.
Okay, Tyrese.
Please don't.
I'll shave all my pubes on air if Justin Fields goes 32.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, you want him to
I will stand right
drop
there
like a
and
freaking rock.
You can hold the shaver. You be size.
Eric, do you want to hear? Here, listen to this.
Some other stuff to go along with it. Yes. I'm going to make that play.
All right.
Trey Lance sitting there, a big-time talent. You know, the Washington football team, Ron Rivera, the way they're setting it up.
What do you mean, Ron Rivera?
With Norv Turner's son. I'm blanking on his first name.
He's a dummy.
Come on, you got to know. If you're going to bring up the guy, you got to know it's Scott
He just
Turner.
said Ron Rivera for no reason. He's actually just trying to fill time.
Is Chris Sims the guy that also has the same tattoo as Kyle Shanahan?
He's actually a dummy.
Listen,
wait. Back up for a second.
Yes.
Doesn't he have the same matching tattoo with Kyle Shanahan?
That's all you need to know.
Dude, it was like a 2-hour-long informal draft show. It was just like him.
It sounded like it.
You act like that nobody's talking about either Washington trading up or a team trading up in the top 10 for Lance.
I don't mind that, but the depth of the conversation, that's where it ends.
He sounds vapid.
That's it. That the depth of the conversation. Listen, if Washington trades up for Lance and as in Jason's scenario plays out, and they sit him for a year and they figure this is a great quarterback to learn under and this kid's raw, no problem. Makes all sense in the world. But when he's just speaking in generalities.
Some other stuff to go along with it.
Stuff.
Yes. I'm going to make that play.
All right.
Trey Lance sitting there, big time talent. The
talent.
Washington football team, Ron Rivera.
What is that? Ron
the
Rivera.
way they're setting it up, with Norv Turner's son. I'm blanking on his first name. I have so many damn
Scott,
names.
you idiot.
He was about to say his front name.
You're crushing him.
I don't care. I'm just bored.
Look, I
I guess we're
agree
never
with
having
EB.
Chris Sims on the show.
I actually agree with EB. My first impression, listen to that, because he starts with the stuff, but before that he said, Washington has some things.
Yeah, he's just speaking in generalizations. That's all. Listen, those guys know 100 times more than us about everything except this team. I put our knowledge on this team against any national donk anywhere. Anywhere. We know this team. I'm not saying stuff and Ron Rivera and things.
Ron Rivera, Washington football team.
Yeah,
They've got some things to work on.
Nobody knows this team better than we do, than the local people. I'm not saying we know the most. J.P. Finley knows more than me. But the local folks here know this football team better than all those national donks.
Of course.
That's proven time and time again.
All right, but bottom line is there are people out there that think that it's a possibility that this team
trades for Trey Lance.
Is
I
looking
agree.
for, whether it's Lance or someone else, it's
the broader
possibility.
point is fine. I just didn't like his rationale for it.
By the way, we'll be doing a Facebook Live starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Follow us on our Facebook page, and we'll be alive at 8 o'clock getting ready for the draft.
Yes.
By the way, Chris Sims couldn't have been nicer when we took a picture with him when we were hammered in Miami, and my belly was sticking out of the picture.
Was that with Chris Sims and Vince Young?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was your dynamic.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was hammered, and my big fat belly was protruding through
Was that Miami or Tampa?
Either or. They're the
I think
same
it was
to
Miami.
me. They're the
Was it
same to me.
Miami?
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right,
It was a hot Florida city.
We were at that club or bar. I don't even know what it was.
It was
It
at
was
a
a hotel.
at some fancy
Oh, it was so sweet.